Hello team, today's challenge is Schema Validator Part 5. And for this, we're going to be building on the code that we wrote in the bonus video. So if you haven't watched that, probably really important that you do. Otherwise, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. But our key today is everything that we did before. So username, post, verified, role, supporters as optional, or supporter, singular, as optional, sorry. And today we are adding an array of strings, okay, as badges. So this is our goal today, to figure out how to do arrays. And we are going to take care of that right now. So again, jumping back to our part 4 code, this is where we left off. We had a validator with each of these static methods that allows us to build this out, and it works great. And because of that, our main function is only one line, and we never touch this. You'll see that even today. We don't do anything inside of this main function body. We update the schema a little bit, and then we update the methods inside of our class, and that is it, right? So grabbing all of this, copying it over right here, just as a way to start it out, and we need to add that badges, okay? So it is badges, making sure that I got it right here. Yes, badges plural. And inside of that badges are an array of strings. So validator dot array. And what is in that array? Well, it's validator dot strings, dot string, okay? Again, singular. So we need to create this method. And once we create this method, everything should just work, right? We don't really have to do anything special. So up here, right underneath Boolean and before optional, that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to write static array, which is, I'm pretty sure, another control word, but it still seems to work. So we'll just keep going with it here. And we are going to toss in object, okay? Just like this, making sure that I'm looking at the right thing. Sorry, not object, but let's call it L, because it's not an object, right? It's not. From there, we return, right? So just like the other ones, we return a type. We're going to call this array, which type of doesn't have a type of array, but for today, it should be pretty safe, because right here, we're adding test, right? So we want this test to immediately fire, and it will take precedence, okay? So this test will pass in the values. So we're going to do that. The values of the object, not the schema, right? The schema element is that this here, right? Validator string. So technically this element, maybe not L, but maybe schema L. Sounds about right. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. But right here, we are going to do stuff, okay? The things that we're going to do is we are going to return directly. So we're going to test that it is an array, right? Because if it's not, there's no point going further. There is one test in here where they try to send something in. I forget which one it is. That's an array. This is an array. Array. Where is it here? I forget where. Oh, here. So badges has a number, right, in test 4. So that one is going to blow up for you if you do that. There's also somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure, where I thought that they had tossed us like a string as badges instead of an array. But either way, we should test that. So that's what we're doing, which is right here. Array.array.isArray. We're going to check on that vals. And then we are going to do the actual thing. And the actual thing is going to look very much like our parse function. So we go down here, tabbing it in, making it clean, just like this. And of course, checking every. So vals.every on that value, it's going to be into here, and much the same stuff. So if with an I, thank you, if element has test. So we're using the one outside, which I named as schema L. So I'm going to fix that right now. Schema L.test. Then we should return schema l.test and fire it. What are we adding to that? Well, we need to check on the value, okay? Which ensures that if we're funneling things in here that have more, right? Well, now we should be able to check against that. The next thing is what happens if we skip that if. Well, right here, it's weird how it's indenting. That's going to bug me, but I'm going to keep going. We're going to return schema l.type equals type of what? Type of the value, right? Or we should get the schema l.optional, like this, okay? With that, it works, okay? And like I said, this bit here is pretty much the exact same that happened in here. So if I move this for a second, let's just bump this up, get it out of the way, maybe put it under, just so that we have things a little bit closer, okay? We have this every, and down here we have this every, right? We're sending in something called value here, something called key here. But if there's a test, then we run the test. If there's a test on schema L, then we run that test, right? Otherwise, we don't really need key and object at this point, because that's not the kind of thing that we're passing in. It could be, but it's not guaranteed to be. Okay. Instead, we just see if the type of matches up or if it's optional, right? The type of matches up or it's optional. So again, hopefully a very quick one, right? Where all we needed to do was add to our schema declaration down here and then build out this one little thing, because we already had string. So hopefully string should work. We didn't need to touch that, which is great. But validator.array, we added that right here, okay? And we default to a test, which forces it to do its thing. Great. Do I love it? I might rethink it, right? But for today, it shows you the flexibility of this method. Before we were duct taping code into a monster function, right? Whereas here we are just adding new methods and then making them work, right? We add a new method and make sure that it works. And we can test this method by itself, which is awesome, okay? So with that, that's it for today. I'm going to bring static optional back up, just like this, copying it away, cleaning it, bringing it up between array and parse, because that's where I want it. Excellent. Again, not every solution, but I am liking this solution a lot more than my previous ones. So if you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you do agree, also let me know in the comments. If you went a different way, that too in the comments. Let me know all that good stuff. Otherwise, for today, this has been Schema Validator Part 5, and I will see you tomorrow.